One thing that I find entertaining about Josiah is his wild dating life, right? In 2025, you do everything on your phone. You bank.
Oh, yeah.
You bank on your phone. You find apartments or houses on your phone.
I'd be going to Chipotle and I'm just like
Chipotle. You pay on your
scan
phone.
it.
So it's
in your hand.
So for someone like yourself, dating has now become more of using technology and using a application to network and meet people. Well, hello. This is an impromptu off the clock podcast. When you put two marketing guys in the same room together, you don't know what you're going to expect. What's up, Josiah?
Oh, not much. Highly caffeinated. Ready for this interview. So,
well, it's funny. We had Christian. I did a vlog with Christian when he was preparing for a podcast, and his third tip of how he prepares is that he makes sure that he's highly caffeinated and highly hydrated. So, how's your hydration levels right now, Josiah?
Hydration might be a little questionable. I do have water in here, so.
Oh, you're coffee. Actually using these?
Yeah.
Mine's just a prop.
I had an espresso this morning from the finance department, their new machine. So that was nice. And I don't know about the hydration, but I will say for any type of interview, discussion, a meeting, you have to be caffeinated. So.
Yeah, you listen to a lot of podcasts too, and I think that kind of helps with your preparation too. So you have an understanding of how this works. But hey guys, my name is Jared. I'm in the marketing team. I'm also the host in the Columbus market for the Off the Clock podcast. And we're here with a special guest, Josiah Roberts, maybe one of the longest running 5-star employees we have. I think that's an accurate statement, right?
Yeah, I think there might be 3-4 other people who have been here as long as I have. But yeah, it's been a good ride so far. I think I've been here 7 years, so it's been a minute.
You're all about the grind, dude. Like, I think that's one thing I really admire about you is that you always keep busy. You're willing to just go into like new territories, new uncharted waters, and just roll with it. And obviously, we've been, as friends, have been hitting the gym, working on our fitness and encouraging each other to just be stronger. So let's talk about that grind. What's kind of your favorite part about fitness in the gym, and how has it shaped your life?
Yeah, I'd say the gym for me, it's important because it's one of those things I can do consistently. And typically I go 3-4 times a week at least. And, whether it's working out with you, other friends, family, and then doing things like playing pickleball, stuff like that. It's just fun. I know I can always, be consistent, be able to go to the gym, lift some weights. And yeah, it's good for your health as well.
So you've been on this like fitness grind, because I've been at the company for 3 years. So you were already, involved with, focusing on your physical health before I even met you. How long has this been going on?
That is a good question. So I would say when I was younger, I was very much artsy nerd type person, which I still am, obviously.
Figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Go figure.
I do graphic design here as part of my job, so no surprise. But actually, once I started working here, I got into health and fitness. Obviously, COVID happened, everything like that. And during that time, I was like, I should start taking my health more serious. So I did. And Brian, so I started working out with him.
Shout out to Brian Evans.
Shout out to Brian, a very fit person for sure.
Yes.
A good person to show you the ropes at the gym.
Yeah.
And then another friend as well, Xavier. But all that to say, that kind of helped me get into the gym. I started eating a lot more, getting a lot, just putting on a lot of size. So yeah, it's been good. Hopefully I continue to make some gains and go from there. But
yeah, no, you are. And it's such a fun journey. And I know we've talked about this on the podcast, just how many people within our company are very serious about their fitness goals too. I mean, you got a guy like Gage posting content constantly, Brian Evans, George. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's really inspiring to see. So
oh, for sure. And I think There's the Viva Engage chat where people were posting about fitness. I don't think that's been used for a while.
Yeah, we need to get that back going, especially for wintertime too.
Oh, for sure. And I know some people like Noah Bealey, he posts those like long runs. I'm like, let's go.
Noah's a beast.
And I feel like we should go on there, go to Planet, like put, like 4 or 5 plates on each side. And then just
squat.
No, we're going to take a picture and act like we're benching and be like, hey, this is our benching weight, and see what people say. We never did that, but we should.
I read like a statistic or something like that. If you can bench press more than like 235 pounds or something, you are stronger than like 94% of people in the United States or something like that. Like, which isn't like that much. I mean, it's a lot of weight. I mean, I think
you could definitely, you're right now, like your max is probably like 175.
I don't know about that. Right? Josiah, you've been here like the longest out of any employee. I feel like how long have you worked at 5-star?
I want to say 7 years. I'm actually not 100% sure, which is slightly concerning. 6 or 7 years.
Okay. What brought you here, and kind of explain like what do you even do here? What's your job?
I don't think anyone knows, including me sometimes. But so I got this job relatively straight out of college. I knew a person that worked here, and he was like, hey, you should come out. Our IT/marketing person, because the company was much smaller, is interviewing for this marketing and IT role. So all that to say, I came out, interviewed, got the job. Interesting times.
As the IT guy.
As the IT guy. I was doing some IT, which is crazy. But I basically just go in, like, fix some people's computers.
You're into that, though. You're technical, dude.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a nerd. And usually, like, if you fix someone's computer, you just turn it off, then you turn it back on, and it works.
Wow, shots fired at the IT department.
I'm just kidding. I'm not firing shots at the IT department. Usually, I'm sure they know, like, way more than that. But that was my experience as a low-level IT person. And then I would basically help with websites and graphics. It was a great fit for me. I knew a lot of that stuff out of college, and in college I studied production, so design, websites, photography, all that, which I do here too. What do I do here now? It has changed over the years, as you know. But at this point, I pretty much am in charge of print marketing sources, making sure we're hitting our numbers, that we're doing a good job getting our deals out there, relating to the customers. And then also on top of that, any type of branding, so graphics still, making sure that we're on brand. We recently redesigned our brand guidelines, which was a fun process. And that we're hitting that standard, kind of using the right language, all of that. And then lastly, I just help with random projects throughout the week. So whether that's photography, video sometimes, helping teams. Like recently, I built this, I don't know how to explain it. I guess it was what's the Power BI project I worked on? I'm trying to think of a tracker. I built a tracker in Power BI working with Lucas, which was fun. So there's always just random projects that pop up that I help with. But also, I love that. I tell people at 5-star, one of our core values that isn't a core value, but maybe it's an overarching one, is adaptability.
Is this podcast not adaptability? You weren't scheduled to be on this podcast today. Yeah, here we are.
and here we are. So, and it's fun. I haven't got to be on a lot of podcasts before, so this is a fun experience. I love watching podcasts. And that would be what I would say to anyone that works at 5-star. It's a great place to grow, and it's a great place to just come in with an open mind to work and be like, hey, I'm ready to work on whatever project, like try something new, grow, and enjoy that process as well. So
I want to backpedal to something you mentioned regarding the rebrand and that whole project in general. Was this the first time you've ever been part of like a true rebrand for a larger company? And what's kind of the process going into that? Because for those who don't know what a rebrand truly is, it's repositioning an entire company's like entity online, on print, everything to have a new voice, a new look. I mean, we put so much time into that. So was this your first time doing it? And what goes into that?
So if we do the math, I am 29. I've worked here for 7 years. So yes, definitely my first
Touche.
full rebrand.
Touche.
But no, I'm just joking, obviously. But yeah, so it's been a great process. What's crazy is when I started at 5-Star, we had a different logo. We were called 5-Star Heating and Cooling Group. And I rebranded the logo right back in the day. So redesigned it. It looks different than our original logo when I got here. But outside of that, I didn't do much with the branding. I kind of created my own stuff. We started using Montserrat pop-ins because I like those fonts. But outside of that, maybe not a ton of thought was put into it, right?
Sure.
We just moved quick. We're creating assets. We're getting them out there. And with Eric, our director manager at the time, he was like, hey, let's go into a full rebrand. So in that process, I really got to work with him a lot. We worked with an outside designer as well. And then Becca, our lead website designer, and really all of us, we were all part of that.
Yeah.
But going through that process, kind of creating those new brand guidelines, we didn't adjust the logo. We didn't adjust the colors. We kept a lot of the same fonts. But what we did do is kind of think of who are we currently? Like we do know that voice, but let's write that down. And then what do we need to change to kind of, publish that even a little bit more? And for us, that was adding a couple secondary colors, which everyone loves, the dark blue accent color now. And then creating our promise badges, which we did. We have the 5-Star promises, which are, who are we and what you can expect as a customer. And then outside of that, we added a font, Voltage, which is a good an accent font. And we also, tried to show off that we are kind of old school too. Like we're your neighborhood friends,
Sure.
We're trustworthy, and really we're the company that's, there to help. We're here to help is kind of the language we've been using. But all that to say, that's kind of, I feel like helped define the 5-Star brand. It's not to the point where we had to go back and throw away everything we've ever created, right? That might be an issue, but it's to where we defined who we are and how we can explain that to other people, our customers and community. And yeah, I think that's where we got. So overall, it was a giant project, took up a lot of times. I had a couple nights where I didn't really sleep much and I was like on the grind, as you know, but I'm glad we did it and I'm excited what we got out of it.
Yeah, I look at kind of like two goals when a company decides to do a rebrand, especially one of that scale. And like the first one is obviously you want to establish a new connection with your customers, whether that be current or future customers. And two, to kind of make your brand stand out amongst your competition. And I believe with that project in our rebrand, we accomplished both goals there.
Yeah, for sure. I would totally agree. And yeah, I definitely think standing out is an important thing. I think with a lot of home service type companies, HVAC, right, plumbing, electrical, it's just usually kind of what you expect. It's either, a super large corporation somewhere or private equity that owns them. And it's just like a giant bear or whatever else.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Wow. I might have to censor that.
Wait, actually, that's not even true. Censor that out. Let me change my wording here. I feel like it's a giant mascot. But there's tons of stuff like that, right? And then
no, I'm keeping that one.
We're in trouble now. And then also, like, obviously the smaller companies, which is where 5-Star came from. And,
sure.
You don't really have much of a brand. It just says as big as possible in the truck that we do heating and cooling. So people also don't know who you are. And I feel like we did a good job of kind of blending maybe those two realms and also creating our own voice that, stands apart from our competition. So once again, I just want to say, I love that line, like we're here to help and we're your neighbors that are just, we know about how to do heating and cooling. We're going to do it right in plumbing and electrical. And I feel like our branding kind of emphasizes that, that's who we are. But.
Yep. Josiah, one thing working with you over the last few years that I can really admire about you is how close you are with your family. You might be like one of the only like Gen Zers that's like has designated like family time per week still, that you make it an effort to like spend mornings with your mom and dad and your brother and your sister? Who within your family has been like a significant role model in your life?
Yeah, real quick. Let me.
Why are you laughing? I just complimented this guy.
The way you frame that kind of sounds like I live in my parents' basement. I do not.
As of 2 weeks ago.
As of 2 weeks ago. I just made it out. But no, my family gets together on like Saturday mornings and we have a big family breakfast, which is super nice. I grew up like kind of more, I don't know how to explain it, but country, like, I don't know what I want to say on this podcast, but like, yeah, just kind of old school in the way like you get together with your family like every Sunday after church or whatever. And I have this giant family with like 20 cousins, whatever else. So all that to say, I don't do that all the time now, or once in a while I'll stop out at my grandparents. But yeah, with my immediate family, we try to do that on Saturdays, just hang out, have a good breakfast, eat some pancakes and talk shop. But
do you do any cooking there? Do you bring any? Are you just a freeloader where you just like come, eat, and leave? Or are you actually contributing to the?
What's those like cookies that you pick up at the store, like Walmart, like the back aisle, the family pack? You know what I'm talking about?
Just the on sale, the baker sales. We bake too much. This has been sitting out for days, so it's discounted 50% off cookies. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The icing used to be soft and now it's hard.
Yeah, those are my specialties. So.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'm not actually a terrible cook, but for stuff like that, I'll cook when people come over to my apartment. But when I go to events, like I'm the guy that brings like chocolate milk or whatever, you know.
He'll go to like a dinner party and he'll bring like a box of Chips Ahoy cookies. And you're just like, what? Like,
that's literally it. Oh, it's like a big family like event, or like friends are hanging out. They're like, the friend texts and they're like, make sure like you cook something, like it's a big cookout. And then I show up with like the family pack. But guess what? Everyone usually loves those Chips Ahoy. And they're like, by the end these are really good.
At least like, you know, get some Fig Newtons or something. Go a little bit more classy. I mean, I don't know who doesn't love a good Fig Newton.
You're a weird guy saying Fig Newtons are better than Chips Ahoy. All right, what else you got?
So Josiah, you were kind of the one that helped, obviously, with the rebranding, but specifically developing these like core values. If you could just share one piece of advice with the team, what would that be? And what core value do you resonate with the most?
Obviously, I want to say adaptability, but that is not one. That's one core one I think throughout my, time here at 5 Stars important. But actual core values, I would say relentless.
Yeah.
Because I do think compared, to competitors and even other sectors, like the people here are very, go-getters. That's, what we're kind of in the environment we're in. And I love that. I think it's a ton of fun. I think sometimes it's a little chaotic if you're truthful, but it's also a ton of fun. And it lets you try crazy things. Like you're a podcast host now, and like 6 months ago, you were making Google ads or something. So where else would you work? And that's kind of how it goes. Like, I feel like, you were probably like making Google ads in that shirt 6 months ago. And now you're here as a podcast host with that same shirt on. Asking the question.
What a powerful statement.
That's all I gotta say. Relentless is important. And I think some people that might stress them out. But I think the way to look at it is that it's just fun and exciting each day. And who knows what's going to happen. So
yeah. I intentionally left this to the end of the podcast as the way we can kind of close it out. But you're a Gen Zer, right? You're
sure. Technically, I'm Gen Z. I'm probably millennial in a lot of ways, but yeah.
So one thing that I find entertaining about Josiah is his wild dating life, right? And I'm kind of being a little facetious with that comment, but we talk a lot about just like. In 2025, you do everything on your phone. You bank.
Oh, yeah.
You bank on your phone. You find find apartments or houses on your phone.
I'd be going to Chipotle and I'm just like,
Chipotle, you pay on your
scan
phone.
it.
So it's
in your hand.
So for someone like yourself, and I guess even me being single in my 30s too, it's just like, you know, dating has now become more of, you know, using technology and using a application to network and meet people. I know on that, I'm catching them off surprise, guys. I know you got a dating app on your phone right now.
Oh, of course. I've only got one dating app.
You're active on it?
You know the answer to this. We're both on Hinge. We're out there hinging it up.
Can you open up the app and just will you read us a match? Will you give the people, as we finish this podcast, open up Hinge and just read like a match? It's like a funny like conversation you've had with someone you matched with. Okay. This is the Off the Clock podcast first, y'all.
I'll let Jared read this.
Okay.
And give us a description.
Okay, I won't say her name because if you end up once you end up marrying this woman and we're just like making fun of this.
Well, you have to read the end of the
conversation. So Josiah matches with this girl and she has a photo of her and this dog. It's like what, a husky or something. And this is Josiah's opening line to this photo with the dog. Your dog looks like they may need to be nice to me. And then crying like laughter emoji.
I was a little worried about that dog.
That was his opening line, guys. I don't even know how he got the match off that line. And then she replies, "Oh, he's a big teddy bear." And then he replies, "Good to know. Is he a puppy? Looks like puppy energy." And then he uses the same crying laughter emoji. You've used the same.
It works every time. That's all I know to use.
To do repeat emojis?
Yeah.
And then she's like, No, he's so lazy. Always has been. But maybe because I work him out. And then he says, so apparently she's a marketer. Because you referenced
it's in the profile. You're allowed to like look at the profile and say stuff about it. And
Josiah replies, "LOL, fellow marketer, it looks like. What type of marketing are you in? At my work, I mainly do graphic design and branding." And then crickets. She doesn't reply. 1000% ghost.
It's a little sad. A couple tears there.
Wow. Okay, guys. This was a fun one. Josiah, thanks so much for being a part of the podcast. I know this was last minute. I'm always looking for people to sit in this seat. So if you're interested to tell your story and share more about yourself with the people in our company, man, I would love to talk to you. Everybody, have a great day.
Thanks, guys.